Morning, good morning. How's everyone doing today? Morning, good morning. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing good for now. So far, so good.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Much better now that you're here. What's up, man?
Come on. And
Morning.
it's kind of like our Friday.
It is definitely our Friday, dude. Definitely. I am treating today like a Friday.
Got any big plans for the weekend?
My parents are in town, so
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna just be probably spending time with them. I went out to dinner with them last night. What
Cool.
about you?
That's fun. How's the weather down there right now in Miami?
Uh, it's pretty nice, dude. It's pretty nice. I can't complain.
Cool. It's a nice time for them to visit. Huh?
What about you? You got any plans, Steve?
So we're gonna go pick out a couple more temples this weekend, switching hotels tomorrow, and then we're getting ready for our next trip, Osaka, which is on Monday. That's about it.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Steve is the international man of mystery.
Man. I mean, like I always say, the one really cool thing I like to do is just whenever I'm somewhere, somebody says they're nearby, I like to just meet up with them and hang out. I hung out with Moss out here in Tokyo a couple weeks ago. We had a blast, showed us around a little bit, and then meeting up with a couple other members in Tokyo in the next couple weeks, which should be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always fun. Yeah, I recommend all you guys like to put, your current location after your name, like Tom D. After his name it says Austin, Texas, which is kind of cool because then you guys like see who's nearby and you guys could always meet up or something.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
So we'll talk about this, but I had a long trade this morning on HTZ. So we'll talk about that as we get started here. Obviously, the Alex indicator went off and got out $1 too early.
Man, so it works long too, huh?
It works long, short, futures, forex, crypto,
Hedge pairs.
hedge pairs.
You remember that?
Oh, of course I remember it. I still don't know what the fuck that guy was talking about.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was a good one. Man, there was nothing like the old days when the YouTube lives were pretty active, where you just talk, and then there was the bow on IG, and People would just say the most random things ever.
The bow would get so triggered so quickly, dude.
Val would just flip out, man. It could be like everything could be great. He's having a great day, and then somebody says the wrong thing, and he's just his whole month is.
Don't get me wrong; those were really fun. The reason why we stopped is because people stopped watching them. So like, there was no point in making it for like 100, 200 people that were actually just like consistently watching it. You know?
Right, right.
It sucked, but those were the good days, dude. Those are the good days. Or bow going up the hill, guy can't even breathe, and he's trying to talk. I think we probably have that bow versus the granny. Let me see.
Oh, that's right. The lady was walking quicker than him, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can find that.
That was hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah, he'd be out of breath and sweating. Is that it? Val versus Granny versus the hill. Yeah, those are the days.
I will stop.
All right, is it time? Should we get started?
Sure thing.
Let's do it. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We use the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. The way that we structure live trading is pretty simple. We talk about what's working, what's not working. We build the watch list, we trade the watch list, and yeah, so where do I begin? I put a post yesterday saying that if you're struggling in this market, don't feel like you're alone and don't feel like, you're doing something wrong. I spent a lot of time yesterday kind of reflecting on this market cycle, and I've been just really, really frustrated because for the last 2 months, I've been barely making money. So just coming back to my calendar real quick. So I started off the year super, super strong. I started off the year with a $73,000 month. And then that went to $182,000 month. And in March, I made 25, and in April, I'm at 10. So I felt really frustrated because this is a very, very difficult market. There's tariffs, there's China, there's all this uncertainty out there, which makes it very, very difficult to trade. And a lot of the small cap stocks that we trade are not really correlated with that action, but the psychology of all this stuff is kind of what's important. I have friends, I have family that reach out to me that are worried. Are they going to lose their job? Or the price is going to go up? And that kind of thoughts and that kind of stress can't help but pour into your own trading. So I've been trading very poorly lately. And, you could trade poor and still be green, but I've been trading very, very poorly. And, I've been getting in my own head. I've been acting a little bit greedy. I haven't been doing the process as strictly as I would like. Now, the most important thing about fixing your problems in trading is to admit that you have a problem in trading. Now, I don't consider myself the best trader. There's traders that make gazillions more dollars than me. After 11 years, I'm still trying to get better and better and better. And the biggest thing that we have to do is we have to start to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest for the fact of what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, and how can we get even better. So, as you guys know, bull on whatever the hell day it was, let me pull it up. Bull, I think it was, which day was it? This day. I got stubborn. I didn't take any profits off, and I ended up turning a winning trade into a losing trade. That in turn made me hesitate to trade yesterday on TGL. TGL is bouncing and it's doing its thing, but most certainly there was a great opportunity to short right into this bounce. That was the entire plan. Right into this bounce, get out 5 minutes later and move on. I felt a little bit shell-shocked that I didn't take that trade. And then you look at bull. The watch list yesterday, literally yesterday, the watch list said, bull, the plan is 48, 50, and 52 to short. What did bull do? 48, 50, 52 was the top, and it ended up tanking, $20 a share, literally $20 a share. So by placing bad trades, or not really placing bad trades, by being greedy, that forced me. Give me one sec. So being greedy that one day ended up screwing my trade for the next day. And you have to treat each trading day as an independent day. Problem is that I've been treating it as kind of like a domino, right? I lost some momentum, so I lost even more momentum. Or if I gained some momentum, I continued that momentum. So my problem is that I just want to be trading at my best. I don't want to be the guy that's up 80,000, down 90,000, up 100, down 200. I've been there, I've done that, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So the long story short of it is that I really had to go back yesterday and just kind of double down on what do I do best and what do I need to improve on. So I would say that what I do best is stock selection. I'm very, very good at narrowing down and selecting the stocks to trade. Where I'm bad at sometimes is being patient and being greedy. So what I want to do, guys, is I kind of punished myself yesterday, which, say what you want, but it is what it is. Kind of hesitated, kind of punished myself. So I want to come in today and, be super, super disciplined. Only take starters and only add if it's going in my favor. Don't be stubborn. Don't be an idiot. So starting off today on HTZ, we saw this mega short squeeze from 3 to 9. Crazy. If you look up HTZ, you can see that HTZ has a 39% short float. So for every 100 shares, 40 of them are short. So that would trigger a short squeeze. So my thought process was, this morning, I'm looking for some higher lows. So I saw the bottom kind of being formed here in the 620s. I saw some big bidders in the 620s, and my thought process was, I'll just buy some, and if it ends up not working out, I'll sell it for like a 10-cent loss into those big bidders. But if we do get a higher low and we start to push, then I'm going to add to the winner. Add it to the winner, and it sold off near VWAP. Now, I got tempted and said, all right, I'm looking for a short trade on this. But I often found that the best trades come from the market open. So although this thing was bouncing 720, 740, I didn't feel comfortable being short because I want to stick to my plan. If my plan tells me to short at the market open, then that's what I want to do. So I'm trying to be very, very disciplined for that process. So pretty much a long-winded story to say that I've been trading poorly. If you've been trading poorly in this market, don't beat yourself up. It's been a very, very difficult market. I know a lot of traders that are taking time off during this cycle. And yeah, the way to become a better trader is to accept responsibility. A lot of traders, they blame everything except themselves. They say, oh, my girlfriend was talking to me while I was in the trade, so I couldn't stop out. Oh, but I got a phone call and that's what happened. Oh, my internet went out. Oh, this, oh, that. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to start to take responsibility for your actions. And sometimes my problem is I take a little bit too much responsibility, right? I'm sometimes a little bit too hard on myself, but I'd rather be too hard on myself than not hard on myself at all. So my thought process is stick to the process, respect the process, and the process will reward you. So that's kind of my overall thought process for today. Now, I thought Netflix earnings were going to be yesterday. Turns out they're today. So like I mentioned yesterday, Netflix usually sets the tone for the tech earnings. So usually if Netflix beats, it gets everyone excited about tech. If they fail, everyone gets kind of upset about tech. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because what matters is all the other companies reporting. So keep that in mind. Additionally, today is pretty much the Friday of the week. The market is closed tomorrow, so don't show up tomorrow. The market's closed. No one's going to be here. We'll be in chat. We'll be talking, but we ain't going to be trading. So don't show up tomorrow. Aside from that, let's get into building the watch list. So does that all make sense, guys, about accountability and responsibility and understanding what's going on? Because I think that there's a lot more people that are struggling in this market that are just unwilling to admit it. So I want to be the voice for those people and be like, don't worry, it's not you. I mean, maybe it's a little bit you, but it's also the market. So, so by having a nice winning trade today, doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how small, it's already giving me back that confidence that I've been lacking for the last few days. Doesn't matter how long you've been trading for, doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, trading is a game of confidence. And if you don't have that confidence, you're not going to be successful. So that being said, let's get started with trading today. So the way that we make the watch list is we always go to the previous day's watch list first and build from there. So let's get started. So go to previous day's watch list. Give me a sec, guys. All right, bull. So bull, I think that this trade opportunity is probably done for. You know, the big move, the big trade, the big opportunity was yesterday as well, 48, 50, 52. Can you make an argument to short it today? Maybe. It would need a pretty large bounce, probably towards, 44.50, 48.50, and 51.50, all those 50s. So bull, not much more edge today, but if we do bounce toward 44.50, 49.50, and 51.50, I will look to short a bounce. SBEV doing a whole lot of nothing. Volume is low, so not really interested in that anymore. SNYR, same thing. No volume, no range. Not really interested in that anymore. Mura, doing a whole lot of nothing, kind of consolidating. Not really interested in that. Mira came back down. Not really interested in that. BCTX came back down. Not really interested in that. Netflix earnings today at close. I thought it was yesterday, but it's actually today. Now let's see what else is moving. TGL. So TGL ended up breaking out over the previous day's highs and now is rejecting. You know, I might be able to get a nice scalp on this towards 450 in the morning if the bounces fail. So TGL, not much of a heavy bias on this one yet. I do see some resistance around 450, so I will short a bounce toward that with small size with a stop over pre-market highs. Not something to get super bias on. Next, SMX. So SMX, I don't really think that there's much range on this one yet. Maybe a nice bounce towards 250, but another one that I'm not too in love with, so not much range on this one yet. Ideally, bounce and fail toward 250 for a scalp, but another one not to marry. Verb came back down, maybe a bounce towards 5. Verb looking for a bounce toward $5 for a scalp short. CMND, $1 stock doing a whole lot of nothing. CHRO, I see key support at $2. CHRO, key support at $2. Wait for $2 to break, then short a bounce. And last but not least is HTZ. So HTZ, I went long pre-market, pretty much at the bottom. At the bottom, around 620s. My plan was to sell into VWAP, which I got, and the stock went $1 higher without me. Ideally, I'm looking to short at the open on a major push, but this stock has a huge 40% short float. So it may be stronger than expected. Just looking to nail and bail on any extreme move up toward yesterday's after hours highs. And that right there is going to be the watch list today, guys. So pretty big move on this HTZ. I could have made a shitload of money if I just hit my head and held, but that was not my plan. My plan was not to, hold this for a mega bounce. My plan was mostly for this to scalp it into VWAP. So I stuck to my plan, and yeah. So let me just see if there's anything else before I continue. So pretty much, yeah, I'm watching this HTZ at the open, but I have to be very, very careful because this could easily just kind of squeeze up and up and up the way that's currently doing right now. I mean, already this bounce is pretty extreme, but then again, it did go from 3 to 9, so a dip under 6 was definitely a nice trap. So at least I identified the trap, at least I went long, at least I controlled my patience and waited to not short. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to pass the baton over to Steven. Reminder, guys, that the market is closed tomorrow. There's no trading, there's no live trading, there's no nothing. So don't show up tomorrow. We're not going to be here. And yeah, guys, one more thing is our partner broker, Cobra Trading. So if you've not already moved your account, if you've not switched your account yet, highly recommend you do so. You get 30 days free commission, 30 days free platform, 60 days live trading access, and we're going to be selecting 10 people to come to the New York Stock Exchange with me, which is a literal once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So if you have to move your account or whatever, as soon as you fund your account, you start to get all the benefits. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the baton over to Steven. And Steven, I'll let you take it from here, dude.
Sounds good. Yeah, and like I mentioned, guys, I did the switch over a couple weeks ago, and I was only out one day of trading. I mean, it was really quick. Unlike the old days, I remember wiring to an account, six years, and it was like 3 to 5 days or something like that. I mean, I wired, and they had it in like 2 hours. It was insane. So anyways, pretty happy with everything. The fee structure with the Cobra guys yesterday, everything looks really good. I'm really happy with the service they've been providing, and yeah, it's going to do the switch over. There's some great perks. So kind of like we talked about a little bit earlier, I just want to kind of talk about, meetups and stuff like that real quick. Yeah, Cobra's great. Next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 26th, there's a Colorado meetup. If you're interested in going, reach out to Fulton here in Slack. Yeah. We also mentioned, I think Alex mentioned the other day, that our Orlando boot camp event this year will be the weekend of August 16th. So mark your calendars. Alex also mentioned that there will be more info to come, so hang tight, but it sounds like those are the dates. We also have a meetups channel. Let's see, meetups. So if you guys ever want to plan a meetup in your area, post in there. Let the group know like what you're thinking, ask if anyone's in your area. Then you can also add your name and check, 1 second, guys, our meetup map. We have a lot of members on this map now. So add your name and your location on the map. A lot of members add their location, but they don't add their name. I think it's easier from your desktop and your mobile phone. But anyways, add it or DM me and I'll add it for you. No big deal, right? But check who's nearby on the map. put your MIC username on there. Check in the meetups channel, post if you guys want to do a meetup. DM me if you guys want us to help you advertise and even sponsor the event. We want you guys to meet up. We want you to meet up with your tabs, with members nearby. We will pay for it, and we'll help you advertise it. So just DM me, let me know what you're thinking, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. Okay, so, oh, and also like I mentioned earlier, I think it's really fun when you guys put your location next to your name, right? Like Nick here, he's got, he's platinum member, he's got DC on there. So if somebody's around DC, they know Nick's around, right? A lot of members saw that I'm right now in Kyoto. I'm in Japan, so I've already met up with one. I'm going to meet up with a couple more in the next week or two. So it's a lot of fun when you're traveling, or just, if you just want to be social and see who's nearby. So you can just edit your name, and, it's kind of fun. Okay, so I want to share something else. One second. I saw this post this morning from one of our members. Here you go. From one of our members, Kern, and he kind of shared his journey. And it looks like he's been, with us a couple years. And it looks like in the last pretty much a year, he's made about 175,000, right? Great job, Kern. Really great job. But more interesting than the P&L, I had a quick chat with Kern, and I wanted to ask him, like, what are the main factors that contributed to you doing well. And first of all, I also want to point out that he told me that he's pretty much doing this with smaller size. He kind of nails a lot of tickers in the day, all pretty much smaller size. And I think these are really great results. And I thought that I would just pick his brain and see if there might be something helpful from what he's been doing that might be able to help some of you guys. So I had a small chat with him this morning, and I'm going to post my notes from my conversation, and then I'm going to just kind of go over them real quick. So, talk to Kern. Really appreciate the chat, Kern. So as I mentioned, I asked him, hey, what contributed to you really turning things around and really doing well? And he kind of listed an order. Main chat, obviously, he mentioned Alex and Bao and all the moderators in main chat. That's been super helpful. Watching Alex trade every day in these live trades has been super helpful. Then he kind of gave me some other pointers and things that he's been doing that also really helped him take things to the next level. He said he's sizing down, so he's more comfortable in the trades instead of going for home runs. So I guess he used to kind of, there were times where he would go really big size and try to hit that big home run, and he didn't generally do well doing that. But sizing down has really helped him. And I thought this was interesting because this is something we always preach, and something that I mentioned a couple days ago, I think it was. Sizing down has a lot of power. Less is often more. So definitely size down, get more comfortable in the trade, and you'll see your P&Ls grow, right? He says that sizing down also allowed him to hold on to his winners longer. That makes sense because, again, you're more comfortable in your trade. He's been scaling into his trades, which he learned, from Alex's live trades and from main chat, which has been helping him a lot. And then he mentioned another thing that we preach a lot, but again, we can only say it so many times, but I think if you guys hear it from members who are executing it and seeing the results, I think it'll help you guys. So he said, his words, not mine, having rules and plans in place and sticking to them, right? So he's got a process, he puts plans in place, and he sticks to them. It sounds simple, right? Then he said, quote, being a disciplined trader instead of a hero. And I thought that was a great point. Like he kind of, touched on earlier in our short conversation about, going for home runs. He doesn't really try to go for the home runs anymore. He just wants to be disciplined, sizing down to a level that he's comfortable at, and hitting the base hits. And that's really brought it home for him. So anyways, thanks, Kern. I appreciate your time. I hope that some of these notes might be helpful to some of you guys. And yeah, feel free to DM him any day. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, Kern is around main chat. Thread his post if you guys ever have questions. And yeah, hopefully it's been helpful. Thanks a lot, Kern. I'll hand it back over, Alex. Looks like we got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yep, and you can see that this HTZ is kind of already coming down. The thing with HTZ is we cannot overcommit size until we get some sort of confirmations. And even if we get some sort of confirmations, we have to be very, very disciplined, because I think there's going to be a lot of traders that are watching this, that are looking to nail it or whatever it may be. So you just got to be a little bit careful there. So I'll definitely be looking to short a bounce towards $8 in the morning if we get it. And yeah, I guess maybe today we'll keep the stream running for a little bit, Steve, because Friday, well, not really Friday, but it's technically Friday because the market's closed. So we'll keep the stream running on YouTube for a little bit, and the market will open up here in the next 30 seconds. And we will see. So I plan on scaling very slowly, very small, not using heavy size on HTZ until we see some confirmations. I think a lot of traders are going to be looking to trade it. It's easy to borrow, so maybe more of a scalp mentality, nail and bail. TGL I was kind of ignoring in the beginning because it kind of broke over the previous day's highs. Now we can see that it's kind of rejecting the previous day's highs. So if we do get a bounce towards 450, I will definitely look to short that bounce. But aside from that, the market should open up here right now.
Oh, good luck, guys.
So I'm not looking to chase any weakness. I'm looking to join the bounces.
So HTZ fail for now.
Yeah, you have to assume the opening dip is probably going to be a trap. Just like that.
Good. TGL trying to pop.
TGL, yep. I'll watch 450. HTZ is acting weak, but there's no way in hell I am shorting this low. I would need a bounce. I do think we'll probably get it though. So watching this bounce here. So I'm going to slowly scale in. So 756 took a small starter. I'm going to be no more than 20 or 30% size as I'm scaling. So no matter even if I have 10 entries, 20 entries, 100 entries, I'm not going to be over 30% size because I don't know how crazy this thing is going to get. So like I said, just have a small starter for now. And I certainly hope that that was not the top. Please do not be the top. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. So a little bit too perfect. Motherfucker. So I was a little bit too perfect there. You fucking believe that?
Yeah, pretty big fail so far.
So 760 pretty much nailed the top for now. So let me get a little bit of a bounce and let me see if I can get a ad on the bounce, but I have no size. I have no size.
It looks like CHRO is testing support soon
CHRO, I think if I remember correctly, $2 was the key support. So let's see if it breaks that $2 mark. So I got a little bit of an ad there on HTZ. Still very, very tiny size. I'm conserving my keeping my size in check until I feel a little bit more confident. DXF, a little bit of weakness. Where's the money flow going, guys? Where's the money flow going?
CHRO is at dollar support.
So get another bounce here. So I'm slowly going to scale into this bounce, but watching it very carefully. I would not want to see a 760s reclaim. If we do reclaim the 760s, I will stop out and look for a push towards 8. So I'm conserving my size, keeping it small, just in case. If 760 breaks, then everyone will be trapped and I have to wait for higher. And I would rather just stop out and get back in rather than trying to fight it, try to figure it out. So let's see. So this is why I don't want to overcommit size too early. You don't know what's going to happen. So my plan is if it breaks out over 765, I'll reduce some and wait for 8. Because at that point, a lot of people will have been trapped that shorted under 7. DXF, a little bit of a reclaim happening. TGL watching for 450. So let's see if we get a 450 push. HTZ, little fail, but do not trust it yet. I do not trust it yet. So I'm not overcommitting size yet. It does seem like it does want to push. So I'm not interested in fighting it. VWAP is at 715, so maybe if 715 breaks, I can watch it. Let's see. Okay, a little bit of a break there. So it took an ad there. Now I'm at 30% size. I could now, if I really wanted, adjust my stop to around 750s. But it does seem like it's still a little bit trappy, honestly. So maybe that ad was a little bit premature, so I have to be very careful. You can see that's not organically failing yet. So let me reduce some. So I reduced that ad that I had, and we'll just revisit it. CHRO is now under 2, so can look to short bounces on CHRO. HTZ, I reduced my size because it's looking a little bit trappy. So trying to be very, very disciplined. I might get a move to $8.
TGL is coming up on 440.
Let's see.
TGL, I started in here small.
Yeah, I got a partial fill at 43. So I took a starter on TGL, partial fill 43. So it does seem like to me HTZ is going to push towards $8. So I did the right thing, reducing some. If we do fail, I have no problem getting back in. So 440s, I started in TGL like I mentioned. Only got some partial fills around that 440 mark on TGL. Okay, so starting to see a little bit of fail on HTZ, so I might be able to add it back. So let me do that. So I'm going to slowly add back this HTZ short here now that I'm seeing some more fails. Once again, I'm going to keep that stop the same thing around 765. So I have no problem stopping out with partial size over and over again. It's very clear 765. So if 765 breaks, I'm definitely not going to be stubborn. I'm going to respect it. Got the rest of my fill on TGL at 440. This HTZ is a little bit too strong, so stop that again. It does seem like it may need to push towards $8 at this point. So either push over that 770s or under that 720. Another fail.
TGL, adding more here. This fail.
HTZ fail. So let's see. 720 is the key. So let's see if we get a 720 break. Again, took another starter. Added more 720. So kind of getting chopped up here, unfortunately. Next support is 710. So 710 breaks, added 710. Now we're starting to get some fails. Let's get under 7. Again, trappy. I mean, every time it looks like it's breaking down, they come back and they support it, which I don't like, man. I don't like that. I don't like that, man. It's unfortunately getting chopped up here a little bit. So the problem here is that I keep stopping out because I'm afraid that it's going to just shoot up parabolically. But I have to manage my risk. I got out more again. I can't trust it, man. This is not doing what I want it to do.
Yeah, it's reclaiming those dips pretty quick.
Yeah, so I'm getting chopped up on it, so I'd rather just wait for a better trade. Every time that it looks broken, it just keeps coming back. So now the question becomes, at what point does it truly become broken?
So the CHRO bounced towards 210, failed. I located, wanted a little bit higher, but didn't get there. TGL, I started some covers here at 410.
Nice. So let's see what this HTZ does. I can't trust these candles, man, unless it does a big move. If it does, then fuck it. Oh, yeah, this fucking piece of shit. What a piece of shit. Let's see what it does in the 730s. So let me scale some 730s. I guess maybe the key is going to be under 7. So it seems like under 7 will be the important area.
Yeah, I see that bottom of that candle, 705, then you got that 7 candle. Seems like under 7 would put a lot of those guys underwater.
The problem is that it just reclaims so easily. That's the part that I don't like. That is the part that I do not like. See, like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It just keeps luring me back in.
Yeah, it's grinding. It's making higher highs, higher lows.
So we'll watch my size and wait for $7. Problem is, every time it dips, they come back to save it, and that's not what I like seeing. TGL bouncing. Still have my 440s there. I'm just gonna let it trade out, let it do its thing. I do have open orders to cover on the dips. HTZ watching. So they did it again. 720s, and then they reclaimed it. So I certainly don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, TGL. Yeah, nice fail.
Covered some. 405, 420.
Me too. Yeah, I was about to say it's looking a little weak, and then we got the tank.
Yeah, so covered most. Maybe we'll get the rest out at sub 4. Builds a nice P&L cushion. EXF getting some attention.
Well, TGL. Nice
TGL
fail.
about to halt down. Out more, 86 TGL. So a nice little win TGL there. So really great plan, really good trade. Pretty much that was on autopilot as I was trading HTZ. DXF is definitely the attention today. I'm just focusing here on this HTZ, but I'm not really too in love with it. It does seem like it's holding too strong for now. So I am prepared to reduce some. I do think maybe under 715 we could get a little bit of an add. I'm not too sure on this HTZ so far. Every time that it breaks down, you know, I want to get aggressive and then they just, you know, bid it right back up, which I don't like. CHRO tank.
Yeah, that's too bad.
You end up getting that one, Steve?
No, man. So I located it and just missed it by pennies. Just wanted a little bit higher, didn't get there. So it's too bad. We had some nice covers around 190 already. Hopefully some of you guys got that. You got that. Make sure you guys are taking covers.
So HTZ, I'm not sure, bro. I'm kind of partial size here. You know, I want to add when I see a breakdown, but let's see.
So yeah, HTZ, we got to start making some lower lows here, in my opinion. Break some support.
I don't like that it's just continuing to break and then come back, break and come back, break and come back. So what's that line, 715? So I'll watch that 715 area. Certainly hope I don't regret it. Watching, added. Fuck me, please don't reverse. What's the low? 704. Let's see. Don't fucking reverse. Please don't reverse. Add it again, 7. Please don't reverse. What's the low is that candle? 704 and 699. Come on, please, just break 7. If it's gonna do it, it's gotta do it now. If it's gonna do it, it's gotta do it now.
Yeah, it looks weak so far, man. Let's see.
Come on, bitch. There we go. Add a little bit more. Okay. Ugh. Don't do it. Don't do it. We need to stay under 7. CHRO doing a little bit of a zombie move. What else is moving today, guys? You see anything?
Yeah, the CHRO, I would have taken it if we got to VWAP earlier, but I don't like, we tested lower and then we rejected right away. We reclaimed it. Now we're pushing. I just don't really like the price action. We seem to have found a lot of support around 190. So I'll probably just avoid. Yeah, this ADGM is a little bit of money flow.
Let's get some lower highs here. Let's get a re-break of 7. They don't make it easy.
No, they're going to make you sweat it.
They don't make it easy.
So TGL still in like 10%. I'm just looking for washes to cover.
TGL, I got the rest of my cover at 386. I didn't even know I had open cover still, but I got the rest, so I'm definitely all out. I guess I partial filled, I didn't even realize. Come on, fucker. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, we got to break 7. The next support I see is that 688
It's holding 7, man.
low.
These guys are playing games, bro. These guys are fucking playing games.
Good. Let's see.
That's the lows of the candle, 86. Come on!
Looking weak so far.
Fucking, come on. Come on, bro. It's pissing me off, bro. I don't like how much support there is down here.
Let's do it. Testing.
Steven, go long, please. I
I
swear I'll give you whatever you need, bro. Just go long. Should we try the Alex indicator?
Yeah, 1 share, huh? I think it's ready to break.
Activating
man.
Alex indicator.
I think it's ready, man.
Activated Alex indicator.
Let's see. So far, weak bounce and
Covered
there it
some
goes.
80.
Very nice.
Let's be proactive today. Okay, let's be proactive today. So I'm gonna try to reduce some more in the 80s so that I could at least, like, why is it
Nice cover.
bouncing, bro? Why is it bouncing? It's bouncing so aggressively, bro.
Yeah. And I never like to see those quick.
I reduced some more 690 just because I don't want to turn this into a losing trade. Big fail. CHRO.
Yeah, nice.
So now that I've reduced a little bit of HTZ, it allows me to be somewhat more patient. And I did size up a little bit here. So maybe that's why I was getting a little bit pissed off.
Okay, TGL covered the last bit here.
HTZ
All out.
bouncing. So I have a choice here. I could either add on the bounce or leave it alone. I'm gonna add a little bit. I fucking hope I don't regret it. So add it back 714 from what I covered, 680s and 690s. I'm not super mega confident on it. I have to be very careful here. So I'm going to trade around the core. So I'll set an open order to reduce some at 7 from what I added at 714, just in case.
Okay, TGL all out. Here's my whole chart.
701 reduce some from my add at 714. So I'm playing around a core here until I see a little bit more clean price action, covered more 96. So that bounce short that I had, I just reduced it, and now I'm back to my original position. Bought me whatever, like 15 cents of profit. It's just the problem is, guys, the reason why I'm so hesitant on this HTZ is that it's a mega cap company, it's a real company, it's easy to borrow, it feels like everyone and their grandma wants to short it, and Bill Ackman, who's has many more billions of dollars than I am, is behind it. So all these little warning factors are telling me to not be so aggressive, but I can't admit that I did get a little bit aggressive, you know? Gold is pulling back today.
Yeah, I've had some in this GLD ETF gold, and then obviously my other long-term holds for a while. Every day like clockwork. When gold's up, everything else is down, and vice versa.
So I have a choice here, guys. I have a choice. Do I reduce more HTZ and enjoy my day, or do I try to be a little bit more patient? I think survey says be a good trader. So I'm going to try to reduce some on the dips again. Because, you know, when Alex reduces, it crashes. So covered more 701. My biggest thing.
ADGM.
Say it again,
flow?
Steve.
Sorry, ADGM, money flow.
ADGM. Oh, nice. Good. My biggest thing, guys, about this HTZ is I don't want to get swiped up, right? You see that every time it dips, it like jumps up, it jumps up, it jumps up. And if it jumps up one time the wrong way, you know, my nice profit day is going to disappear, and I don't want that shit to happen. So I'm just kind of more and more aggressively just like taking some off into the dips at 7, because I don't know why there are some fucking assholes that are supporting $7. 702 reduced more. So I'm covering in small chunks along the way. Yeah. Hertz has been going bankrupt ever since Hertz started trading, man. DXF hold down. So you can see, guys, that this HTZ is certainly holding higher lows. So I don't want to be adding into these bounces. I think I just want to be more into the reducing mindset. TGL, I think the easy trades are over. So I'd probably not go back to it unless a big 440, 450. So I do think that the easy trades are over on TGL. You know, got a nice cover into the dips. You see this bounce on HTZ, so good move, reducing. You see this shit, dude?
Yeah.
You see this?
Yeah. Pretty wild, man.
Good move, good move, good move to reduce. So HTZ, I'm gonna just look to reduce and move on here. It's not doing what I want it to do, man. It's not doing what I want it to do.
Nice job, Nick.
So very good moves to reduce more on the sevens. I have open orders to cover some 715, 718 if it gets down that low. I do not plan on adding more into this because I do have the fear that they may swipe this shit up to the high of the days. So I'm being more conservative. You can see that they're most certainly playing games on this, guys. This is most certainly they're playing games. So this may be setting up for a very, very, very big trap. And I don't want to be a part of it. So I'm more in the thought process here, guys, to reduce into the dips rather than add, because I'm a little bit fearful that they're going to be trapping this stock. So I did very good, taking some profits off the table. Obviously made back a bunch of the losses that I made getting chopped up. So now I'm just more in the mindset of conserve, get back down to the dips, cover out on the dips. Meanwhile, Weeble, bull, straight fucking down. Would have been a massive trade over the last couple days, but all good. So I'm more in a conserving mindset right now, guys. I'm not looking to add guys, I'm not looking to get aggressive. I'm just looking to take my profits off the table on any dip that I get because I have a fear that this stock is laying some sort of mega trap. It should not have reclaimed 7, it should not have reclaimed VWAP, it should not have been reclaiming here. So the same way that maybe I was getting chopped up earlier, I think a lot of people may be getting chopped up as well. But this time, I'm not going to be looking to get back in. I'm just going to be looking to reduce. Yeah, hopefully it gives me that dip to get that reduced. So they laid a pretty big trap on this HTZ. Good for us for reducing some into the dips. Let's just hope we get another dip to get out of the rest. DXF weak again. Nice trading, guys. You wouldn't short this bounce, or you think that it's a start of zombie hour? So I wouldn't short this bounce only because I could tell from the price action that this is a very, very, very manipulated stock at this point. You know, I think that there's a lot of, you know, traders that were like me that added on that 7 break and maybe didn't reduce some. And now they're adding and adding and adding, and it's kind of turning into a big reversal. I mean, there's no reason for it to be reversing this high unless people are trapped. So I'm very, very cautious. I'm very, very afraid. I do not want to add. I just want to reduce on dips. You know, if we do see a big breakdown or anything like that, sure, it's a different story. But right now, I think that they're doing everything in their power to trap the hell out of the stock. So, like I said, I'm just looking to reduce on the dips. And those dips may be confused to other people as weakness, but I think that I understand their game and I understand what they're doing. They're trying to lay these dips for traps. So rather than adding on those dips like I was doing earlier today, looking for a bigger picture move, I will be, you know, using those dips to reduce. So earlier today, I thought that those dips were actually weakness. And it did seem like weakness for a little bit. But now it seems like they're using those dips as traps. So I want to be very, very careful. So I'm not looking to add. I'm just looking to reduce on the dips. SXTC going crazy a little bit.
Yeah, DXF lower. money flows going back to 80 GM.
So I think the biggest thing here, guys, is identifying when I want to get more aggressive and when I want to step on the brakes. So earlier today, I wanted to be more aggressive as it's breaking the key levels and breaking the key levels. But as more time is passing, we're starting to notice that they're reclaiming the stock. They're keeping it strong, right? They're keeping it strong. I don't need to know why they're doing it. I just have to recognize it. So I do believe that even if this does break down, I do believe that it's not going to be a real breakdown. I think that it's going to be another freaking trap. You know? So reduce some here into the dip, 737. So normally what I'd be doing in any other circumstances, if I'm starting to see this weakness, I'd be using these weakness areas to add. But because I've identified that this stock is not that type of stock today, and you know, I might be wrong, maybe it just breaks down, tanks, and never comes back again, right? But based on the price action, I think we could all agree that the stock is acting trappy.
And I'm really glad that, you know, you identified today you wanted to cover a little more aggressively. That served you really well.
The thing is, like, why was $7 holding so strong? Why was it holding so strong? Why was it holding so strong? Like, that kind of, to me, is a little bit covered more at 18 and 17. Nice fills. Nice fills. So like I said, guys, normally I'd be adding, but because I think they're trapping, I'm being more aggressive with reducing. What the hell was I doing here? Reduce more, 17. So yes, guys, it may just tank, it may just fail, but I'm sticking to my gut here a little bit, thinking that they're probably still going to trap. You know, I might be wrong, but I'd rather err on the side of caution. 7-11 covered more. Good covers into the dips. So again, I might be regretting it, guys. I might be making the wrong move. Maybe it's finally broken. Covered more, 16. Maybe it's finally broken, but I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling like getting into a day where I'm turning another winner into a loser. I'm just not. I'd rather make less money, right? I'd rather make less money and be happy going into the weekend than to be like, oh my God, what an idiot, 3 days in a row, I fucked up. You know? So I'm sacrificing a little bit of money to honestly have a little bit more sanity. And say what you want about that, but yeah, so I'm down to about 10% of my size, guys. Don't get me wrong, I would love for this fucking shit to tank. But don't forget, guys, I also made money on the long. So I made money on the long and the short today. So, I mean, it's adding up. it's certainly adding up. So I still got small CHRO, I guess would have been nice, didn't take that. TGL also nice added up, you know, making 50, 60 cents a share, even on a small size is okay. So I think overall it's pretty good, right? Overall it's pretty good. See now look, bounce to 30. So I was indeed correct to reduce some into the dips. Normally, guys, if I'm seeing this type of price action, if this was any other type of price action, I'd be like add. And, you know, we may end up seeing some sort of fails, but the stock is extraordinarily, extremely trappy. Now, I don't know if they're trying to set it up for a zombie move. I don't know if they want to try to screw Steven up. But I don't know what the hell their game plan is here.
Yeah, that's why I didn't touch it.
So you can see, guys, it was just at 705, 710, and now it's at 740. So I think we're doing the right thing here by, you know, being more conservative.
Yeah, I mean, look at that move yesterday. It's got a ton of range.
Generally, as a short bias trader, can you please explain again why you're concerned if a stock has a short float of 40%? So what a short float of 40% means is that for every 100 shares that are out there, 40 of them are short. And as you know, the way that a short exits their position is they buy to cover. So when you see a high short float on a stock, all of those shorts that are stuck or all of those shorts that are in that stock have to buy to exit their position. So it creates a major short squeeze because they have to buy 40% of everyone in the stock has to buy their shares to get out. It's exactly what happened on GameStop. GameStop had like a fucking 98% or 100% short float, or I think it was even more, it was like 110, some sort of literally like near impossible scenario where like more of the float was shorted than the float existed, you know? So anytime we see something that has a very large short float, there's a high possibility that they are going to trap that stock. Okay, here we go. Covered more, 11. It's gonna do it, isn't it? It's gonna do it, isn't it?
I'm not gonna say it, man.
It's gonna do it, isn't it?
I'm looking at this thing like, oh man.
It's gonna fucking do it. It's gonna fucking do it.
It's thinking about it.
703 covered more. It's gonna fucking do it. I'm telling you,
Andrew,
it's gonna do it.
Andrew, get ready.
I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. It's gonna fucking do it, isn't it?
Testing 7.
It's gonna do it. This fucking shit is gonna do it. Steve, as we're wrapping up here in the live trading, do you want to let the people on YouTube know how they can contact us?
Sure thing. So, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to join the live streams or get a membership in MIC, feel free to email me, Stephen, RH1 at myinvestingclub.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Covered more 96.
Yeah, Xavier, right now we've been shorting, but before the market opened, Alex was going long.
Yeah, I went long at 620, 630 and sold out 670s. Oh man. Oh man. TGL was, if you noticed, TGL was pretty much on autopilot today too, bro. TGL was
Yeah.
a great autopilot trade. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just put it at the lines and traded it.
Right. Yeah, I love the easy ones.
So obviously getting HTZ to bounce. So with that being said, let me take the last bit off and then call it a day. So let me make my last trade here.
I mean, looking at your chart though, Alex, great job covering aggressively on these dips.
Yeah.
Tough ticker. I mean, it bounced higher than we thought, kept doing it, but we got some pretty good covers.
And look, I got stopped out 1, 2, 3 times. I chopped out 3 times, and I was still not only able to make back the loss plus more. So it's always okay. It's always okay to stop out. I'm always okay doing it. It's just that like, it just stings in the moment, right? It just stings in the moment. So, really, really nice day so far today. So, just give me the last cover here I need at, I think I'm sitting at 717. So let's see if I get that last cover. I mean, bro, look at that cover at 696 too. You see how much games they're playing? At that moment when 7 was breaking, think about how convinced I was that this shit was going lower, and then they reversed it.
Right.
So I'm sitting
Yeah,
here.
it's like you said.
Go
Notified
first, Steve.
it was being manipulated, so you got aggressive with the covers. It worked out.
And who
Even
knows,
when we-
maybe it squeezes one more day and we get a chance at it on Monday.
Yeah.
But this is one of those scenarios that, like, yes, obviously I'm excited about the opportunity. Yes, obviously it's up from freaking, $3 to $9 and coming back down. That, I would think that $7 is probably going to come, but $6 is probably going to come, but I can't be so intoxicated by the opportunity that I ignore the price action. So I'm all out here, guys. All out. So with the long on HTZ, with the short on HTZ, and with the short on TGL, I'm walking away here with a $11,000 day. Finally, a nice day, a nice win to put on my back. This one day probably is, it is technically the best day of the month that I had so far. So pretty good there. Yes, I was up more, but finally got a nice win under my belt after trading shitty for the last few days. Nice to get a win under my belt with HTZ long, short, and TGL. So I really needed this for my own mental sanity. I needed this for my own mental. I came in yesterday trading like shit. The day before I traded like shit. And today, by sticking to the process, by being disciplined, by talking about what I did wrong and how to improve, I had the best day of the month. Did I walk in today thinking I was going to have the best day of the month? No. Was I respecting the price action and not getting stubborn? Hell yes. I respected the hell out of the price action today, and look how much I got rewarded. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm wrapping up my day here. Wrapping up a nice $11,000 day. And that's pretty much it. So if anyone has any questions, hit up Steven. I think we're doing a promo for live trading upgrades as well, Steve, right? You want to talk about that real quick?
That's right. So we are doing a discount on bundle options. So we're doing a 4-year and we've got a couple spots left for a lifetime. If you guys are already on an annual plan, DM me, we will add your extra time and give you the 4 years for a great deal. If you're on a monthly plan, we can get you on an annual or annual bundle. We're only going to be running this a couple more days, so DM me quick and we'll set you guys up.
And look at this freaking HTZ, man. Every dip that it gets, Steve, every dip that it gets that I think, it's going to be broken now. It's going to be broken now. It's going to be broken now. Every single fucking time they save it. So I think that this may be setting up for a bigger trap than expected.
Yeah, tricky one. I mean, when it was down towards 7, I was pretty sure we were going to break, but yeah. It's got a lot of lives.
Yep. So that's it, guys. Wrapping up here. I think what I'm most proud of today is not only stopping out multiple times when I was wrong, and then on top of that, making sure that I understood that, wait a second, this stock is trapping. Wait a second, this stock is not doing what I want to do. So rather than forcing my own hand on the stock, I respected it and I moved on from it. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got, guys. So wrapping up my day here. And that's it. Remember, the market is closed tomorrow. So market is closed tomorrow, so don't show up here. Good day for lessons. If you want to join the live trading, just hit us up. We do this every single day. And that's it. I'm gonna, after a week of just kind of doubting, after a week of trading like shit, I'm just very, very happy that, I was disciplined enough to stick to the process and not only walk away green, but have the best day of the month. So that's it, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be back at it again first thing on Monday. Happy Easter, everyone.
See you guys.